Taw and the fitness at Inishtig on the River Nore. It's in 3 parts. I'm going to read the 3 parts. Noon. The black flies kept nagging in the heat. Swarms of them at every step snarled off pats of cow dung spattered in the grass. Move if you move like water. The punts were knocking by the boathouse at full tide. Volumes of water turned the river curve, hushed under an insect haze. Slips of white, trout bellies, flicked in the corner of the eye and dropped back onto the deep mirror. Respond, do not interfere, echo. Thick green woods along the opposite bank climbed up from a root-dark recess, eve with mud-whitened leaves. In a matter of hours, all that water is gone, except for a canal near the far side, muck and shingle and pools where the children wade, stabbing flatfish. Afternoon. Inishtig itself is perfectly lovely, like a typical English village, but a bit sullen. Our voices echoed in sunny corners among the old houses. We admired the stonework and gateways, the interplay of roofs and angled streets. The square with its village green lay empty. The little shops had hardly anything. The Protestant church was guarded by a woman of about 40, a retainer, spastic and indistinct, who drove us out. An obelisk to the Brownsfords and a Victorian Celto-Gothic drinking fountain, erected by a Tag widow for the villagers, erected in the centre. An astronomical-looking sundial stood sentry on a platform on the corner where High Street went up out of the square. We drove up past a long-handled water pump, placed at the turn with an eye to the effect, then out of the town for a quarter of a mile, above the valley, and came to the dead gate of Woodstock, once home of the Tags. The great ruin presented its flat front at us, sunstruck. The children disappeared. Eleanor picked her way around a big fallen branch and away along the face towards the outbuildings. I took the grassy front steps and was gathered up in a brick-red stillness. A rook clattered out of the dining room. A sapling, hooked 30 feet up in a cracked corner, held out a ghost-green cirrus of leaves. Cavities of collapsed fireplaces connected silently about the walls. Deserted spaces complicated by door openings everywhere. There was a path up among bushes and nettles over the beaten debris, then a drop where bricks and plaster and rafters had fallen into the kitchens, a line of small choked arches, the pantries, possibly. Be still, as though pure. A brick and its dust fell. Nightfall. The trees we drove under in the dusk, as we threaded back along the river through the woods, were no mere dark growth, but a flitting place for ragged feeling, old angers and rumours. Black and tan ghosts up there, at home on the Woodstock heights, an ironmouth scanning the Kilkenny road, the house gutted by the townspeople and burned to ruins. The little ford we met and inched past, full of men we had noticed along the riverbank during the week, disappeared behind us into a 50-year-old night. Even their caps and raincoats. Sons or grandsons, poachers. Mud-tasted salmon slithering in a plastic bag around the boot, bloodied mussels disputed since King John. The ghosts of daughters of the family waited in the uncut grass as we drove down to our mock Austrian lodge and stopped. We untied the punt in the half-light and pushed out to take a last hour on the river until night. We drifted but stayed almost still. The current underneath us and the tide coming back to the full cancelled in a gleaming calm, punctuated by the plop of fish. Down on the water, at eye level, in the little light remaining overhead, the mayfly passed in a loose drift, thick and frail, a hatch slow with sex, separate morsels trailing their slack filaments, olive, pale evening dun, imagos, unseen eggs dropping from the air, sub-imagos, the river filled with their nymphs ascending and excited trout. Be subtle as though not there. We were near the island, no more than a dark mass on a sheet of silver, when a man appeared in mid-river, quickly, and with scarcely a sound, his paddle touching left and right of the prow, with the sack behind him. The flat cot's long body slid past effortless as a fish, sinuing from side to side as he passed us and vanished.